Hi, everyone. It's Veronica here. Happy Wednesday. It is Jewelry Party Wednesday, and I am here and I am excited to show you our latest collection. So, thank you very much for joining us. I am excited because this collection is so perfect to really help you transition to fall. Plus, these are a lot of really gorgeous, timeless classic pieces. So we've got a lot of really beautiful pieces. I hope that you will sit back, relax, and enjoy. And as always, if you have any questions about the collection, don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to start off by chatting with you all about these pieces while all of you tell us where you're from, what you got going on, and chat with each other because I know so many of us look forward to just getting together and share the joy of jewelry with each other on Wednesday nights. Hi, Rhonda. How are you? We have got so many fabulous pieces, and I'm very excited. So, as I mentioned, I love this collection because it is like the perfect collection to kind of transition to fall. It has a lot of really timeless, elegant pieces that are in it, and I guess that's what I really enjoy about it. Is these are pieces that you can really enjoy year round. But I think when we're thinking about what we're gonna put away from summer, but we're not ready to pull out things for fall, accessories are actually the perfect solution to helping us look and feel our best at this time of year when we're kind of in between what we're actually going to be wearing in our closet in the future. I know some of you live in different climates in which it's always warm or warmer. So, in terms of sleeve length or textured sweaters, those types of things, they're not maybe changing as quickly. But I do love these pieces just because they are always going to be ones that you can go to over and over again. So, what I get excited about though this time of year is that it will be time to start bringing out, as we call it, shacket season. So it's kind of a shirt, it's kind of a jacket, sort of that in between. And so that's always a really great way to start accessorizing and adding some of your brooches. So my favorite pieces that I'm starting off with this evening are this collection that we have. That this is a Boucher brooch at the top. This one is actually photographed in Costume Jewelry 101 and 202. It's from Boucher or Boucher, Boucher, pronounced Boucher. And it has a potato pearl style that's going around it. And then it has some crimping going around it, which is really pretty in keeping with mid-century modern design in the 1950s. And I like this one because I have it layered up with a vintage coral piece, same era, 1950s. And I've matched it up with a pair of earrings that we had actually from last week's collection, which were these little gold Monet hoops that have the same sort of kind of ridge detailing that you're seeing going on both the outside of this brooch and then the accent piece of this one. So I think that these are all really great. I'm going to kind of pull that back just a little bit so you can get a better look at the collar. But this is a perfect example of how these pieces can all work together. And this looks super cute on a lot of different fabrics. So I actually have on a white cropped jacket today, but don't worry, I have a darker color on underneath as I'm like flashing everybody. But this is an example of how that if you're transitioning to something that's got some heavier fabrics, or if you're just really maybe pulling out some of your lighter weight jackets, I love that you can both wear brooches like this, both dressy and as well as casual, and they also mix really nicely with other pearl pieces. So these are really great investments. They're fun pieces. The Boucher piece is actually on sale at Vintage Meet Modern. And like I said, if you're somebody who's looking for collector's pieces, this one is actually in a book too. But switching gears, more pieces though that are fabulous, that are great to add to your collection. And I will say, I had to very quickly change gears because I just wanted to say thank you very much. There is a lovely lady who's on here, and I don't reveal names because that's not fair to everybody else. But the two pieces that I was extremely excited to tell you about actually sold right before the show. So cautionary tale, if you got your eye on something and you were waiting to see it, you better sometimes not miss out on it. But we did have this amazing heraldic Maltese style cross brooch. And then we also have a vintage shield heraldic style bracelet. I thought the two of these went together absolutely fantastic. And they look so fabulous together. And I'm excited because even though they're probably, I don't know. I really think that this one is a Florenza piece. It could be a coral. The bracelet, certainly it might even have a coral in it or a coral Pegasus, but this one was not signed, but they are definitely of the same era. So yes, This person has incredible taste, and yes, these are fantastic. And I just wanted to point out that this is another perfect example of this looks really chic on both a jean jacket or on different kinds of textured sweaters. And I love the fact that you can easily layer this up with other gold pieces, and it goes great with just other classic gold jewelry. So really fabulous finds, and I'm super excited. These are the types of pieces that you can only find at VMM. So those are off, but I had to change quickly because I was going to start off talking about those tonight. But they're super cool. They're really fantastic. They're absolutely gorgeous. Mwah, you're going to love them. So transitioning though, and speaking about other pieces, before I move on, speaking of coins, so I did show Ben Moon has got a very expensive $395 coin necklace that is on sale over at Neiman Marcus, and it also features French coins. But Vintage Meet Modern has got two fabulous coin pieces. I don't mind. Okay, like I said, I don't reveal names. I will say, many years ago, when my contract was still binding, I used to wait on Jane Seymour, and I also waited on Oprah Winfrey. This all when I was still working in personal shopping at Neiman Marcus, and I waited on a few other people too who were very well named. But back then, the rule was you could never ever say who you waited on, which I don't disagree for privacy reasons. I think that what you want to have in your collection, if you want to talk about it, that's up to you. But if you want me to talk about it, I need your permission first. So that's why I also never, like, if we have reviews, that's why I always also like tag the reviewer and ask them if it's okay for me to talk about why they liked something or share their picture when they're wearing it. And your pictures mean the world to me, to us, to everyone. I mean, it's such a great example of how chic and sustainable vintage jewelry can be. And it's exciting because actually that's the thing is it's September. It's chic September. It's self-care September. It's sustainable September. It's stylish September. It's like September's like just the grand culmination of getting back to taking care of your best self. And it's always really fun to do this time of year because, knock on wood, we're hoping these kids will stay in school. So for those of us who are kind of looking for a more normal routine, even if you're past that stage of your life, you must know and understand that this has just been something where people are looking forward to having normalcy in their life again. And maybe not necessarily, I don't like using that term new normal, but routine. I think people do like being able to expect something with a routine. I know that I thrive when I'm on a routine. So I talked a little bit about the Ben Moon necklace, which Neiman Marcus has, which is in the $395 price range. But we have two fantastic coin pieces, and really important, great design and style things to mention about the coin pieces are a couple different things. We see the coins repeated a lot in couture style jewelry. So think of everything from Moschino to Dolce & Gabbana to Gucci, Versace, and then of course you're thinking about Chanel, Dior, and don't just think about how that you might see the coin type jewelry or element repeated necessarily in jewelry. Sometimes you see it in the embellishments with buttons. Ralph Lauren, even other designers have incorporated using the coins or the insignia style of the coins in other areas as the detail to make the fabrics more luxurious. So I do like coin jewelry for that exact reason, because you can really mimic that high-end style and design with these classic pieces. So this is a heavy 18 karat gold plated one. This coin is very lovely. If you take a closer look at it over on the website, it's French coins, and they all have really nice silhouettes that are on them as well too. You can see there's different sides of the silhouettes. The back is in perfect condition. There's no wear to the plating at all. And this one looks really great on both a jean jacket as well as it looks really nice against sweaters and dresses, and of course, just classic black. We also have, though, a long coin medallion pendant. I really like this one. I think it looks great with tunics. I like it with just solid colored t-shirts. I think that it looks great with she style dresses and A-lines. I think that this is another one that's just a great sort of piece that will kind of do double duty for you. And the interesting thing is I put this up yesterday for Tuesday with a poll, and it was 50%. 50% of people said they liked the necklace and 50% of the people said they liked a brooch. So the answer to me with that is you can't go wrong with either. So These are both fabulous pieces. I do like this one because it's a longer length. So for those of you who are looking for something to actually wear with tees and tunics, it's a really beautiful piece. And this one is great because not only does it have the decorative coin in the front, if you like something that has more of the crest style back, on the back of it, it actually has detail work on the back coins as well too, which makes it just really indicative of the style. Not that the brooch isn't, but the brooch is going to be pinned against the fabric, so it's not unusual to see that. But this piece is so well finished with the necklace that the back is actually finished, and so is the front. So you can wear it even in either direction. So that's super fun pieces. Those are obviously some of the highlights that we have tonight. Up next, another really fun piece that we had. Now, before you, all of you who say you don't like snakes, I don't like snakes either. I saw one actually on the sidewalk. My neighbor saw it, and I think I must have jumped like 25 feet, as well as you could probably hear me screaming up and down Creekside Drive, and I wasn't even close to it. But Egyptian revival jewelry, pieces that have snakes, are always very popular. The snake jewelry, actually, in terms of Egyptian jewelry and the styles along with it, the snake is actually similar to like the evil eye. It's a protector piece. So this one is a 1950s mid-century modern era. The casting on it has a little bit of texture. And as you can see, he's coiled around. He has got just a little bit of turquoise accents on him and just a hint of red. I know, I feel the same way. Although many years ago, we had a double snake ring that was just absolutely, it was dynamite. It was like nothing I had ever seen before. And it went across the hand from left to right. It didn't go up and down. And it was so cool. Yeah, snakes are just, they're very, very iconic. A lot of people, that's the other thing, is a lot of people feel the same way about 1940s and 1950s jewelry with the rhinestones with the spiders. Everybody thinks it's like this look that's like very Halloween-y, but it's actually like Elsa Peretti, I'm trying to think, Elsa Schiaparelli. They did all of this kind of funky, same sort of era with like Picasso and things, modernist. They did all these really wild things with both snakes and spiders and things like that. And they actually became very iconic and collectible. Yes, 1940s, spiders, huge. And then 1950s, you saw a lot with Cleopatra and those types of things. Snakes became very popular. But you know what? Speaking of jewelry that I know that Michelle also likes to research, a lot of Joseph of Hollywood too. A lot of snake jewelry with them being very collectible. I like this guy because he has just a hint of turquoise. And I think if other people like wearing turquoise pieces, he is a fun one to mix with turquoise and coral. So for those of you who do like being able to kind of pair pieces up together, this turquoise glass cabochon with the coral accents, and this one that has just the hint of coral that's been mixed in with it, with the turquoise in it. This one's a really fun one. Yeah, oodles and oodles of snakes and bugs. Yes, for sure. So this was a good one. And actually today I was in an interior design group and people were asking what kind of curtains could they actually replicate so that they could have the curtains that were very similar to the curtains in Gone with the Wind. So, everyone has the way that they want to decorate, what is reminiscent to them. So many iconic things that we love to incorporate into our lives. So this is just another example that's a fun one that's with this. So this one, the snake piece is awesome. The turquoise ring with the coral cabochons is awesome. I think they look great together. And this one also would be fun to wear very casually. So if you have a jean jacket, this one would be a fun one to put on there. So that is my story with the snakes. Now I'm going to peel off a layer, if you will allow me. And I will talk a little bit about some of the awesome other necklaces and earrings we have this week, because it seems like earrings were just hot. The snake would be good on a hat. Yeah, I was looking, I don't know where my sun hat is, but I have a sun hat that has like a scarf that's running through it, and it's like probably the right size length to put through that. Okay, so if you haven't noticed, we've had a lot of red and gold pieces. We've had a lot of pieces with cable a few weeks ago, and still looking at it, we had some rings that are from gimbals. So I worked with an estate that was right out of Milwaukee, and a lot of the jewelry came with tags that was either from Marshall Fields or they were from Gimbals, which was which was really cool and really fun. So this one is a Catherine Stein piece. It's the couture style line for her. It's from the Kathy and Marsha. The two of them designed the collection pieces together. And this one is sort of those iconic mogul colors, and that it has the faux pearls with the ruby crystals and then a hint of the red. Now, a lot of really awesome things about this piece is that this piece is it's 20 inches long. Second of all, the pearls are a very, very elegant champagne cream color. They're not really a true bright white. And you've got the accent of the rhinestones, which also makes it super pretty. And then, of course, you've got this very elegant gold chain. And you can see I've got on a real pair of simple gold earrings with this one, and how pretty it looks with the earrings with this one. But remember, there's a lot of other choices that you could do very easily with this one. A classic pair of pearl studs would be perfect with this. Other classic gold earrings would be perfect with this. And there's lots of fun pieces that you can mix and match as well too. So that being the case, the first thing is that this one goes very lovely with several of the pearl rings that we have. So this is the large domed pearl ring. And this one has the same pearl and diamante colors that you can pick up on the pearl and the diamante in the necklace. So for those of you who like something that's very classy, very elegant, this is just very beautiful. And as you can see, fills a scoop neck or a V-neck very nicely. But if you also had it up higher, very easily to be able to wear across a straight neck or a boat neck type styling as well too. So this is a really beautiful pearl ring that you would easily be able to mix and match with this piece. Another excellent one that we have is we have that little Trifari ring. So if the other one, if the dome style is a little too big, this is again another example of, well, one, if you have other pearl necklaces, you can see how pretty a pearl ring like this one from Trifari would be, or you can see how easy it is to mix and match the style together. Or you can see that if you have other pearl jewelry, how easy it is to be able to add a necklace like this, maybe with some of the other pieces that you have. So we're looking at a 60s piece with an 80s piece with a pair of classic gold earrings. We're pulling it all together, and this is all fabulous. And in addition to that, this is new old stock, this is new old stock, and these were new old stock. So if you're new to joining us, remember, new old stock means these are true vintage pieces, but they came either right from the department store or they were purchased and then they were kept and they were never worn. So essentially, they are new to you vintage, which is very, very cool. Would it look good if you wore it asymmetrically? Absolutely. I think that you would have to decide how far you want the chain. I think you'd have to decide how far you want the chain to not have it. But given that this is a 20-inch, I think you've got a lot of flexibility with where you'd want to be able to wear it asymmetrically. I think that for sure you could pull it off. And again, I think it's another example of different ways that you can wear things and you can enjoy them. This one is a really great piece in the sense that it has length working for it. So many times, and don't get me wrong, necklace extenders work wonders. I love working with necklace extenders. But for those of you who don't necessarily like to extend a necklace, it's really nice that this one is already at a 20-inch and you've already got a lot of things that you can do with it. So yes, you can turn it on its side. Also, I have out over here. So, keep in mind, this is one that if you like having things hit you at different lengths, you like to do different things with different kinds of necklines and things like that, you have the ability to really be able to have this still fill the neckline while also hitting you at a lower length. So this scarf is coming soon, by the way. But for example, if you like to be able to wear scarves different ways with different kinds of knots and things like that, keep in mind this is still low enough that you can do a lot of different things with it and have it fit you comfortably. As well as I mentioned, if you like putting things at different lengths, this is another one that if you, I don't know, I might wear it with something that had a pattern that was like this too. It might get a little bit lost in it, but you could definitely be able to do it. But you could see it for those of you who like a higher neck or a more conservative neck. This is something that will hit you still low enough to be able to fill a neck, but also will fit over a neck as well too. Of course, we had that gorgeous, it was like the fringed bead with the poured red glass, though that piece is off to a new home. That one went to Evansville, Indiana. But for those of you who like to layer too, that's what I was saying, is that this necklace is long enough. It doesn't necessarily have to be with hearts either, but trending and having, hi Liz, it's nice to have you join us. Oh, we got another newbie here. Everybody say hello. We're all sharing the joy of vintage jewelry together tonight. And if you would like to shop anything, Leanne is putting things in the comments, or you can always click the link above to shop. So this is an example of how I was saying, if it's like very much more the merrier, you've got a lot of play in order to be able to layer up other pieces like this too. So say you have a gold diamond pendant, which is your fine jewelry, you can easily be able to mix and match it with those types of pieces. You can add other pearl pieces. You can wear other gold pieces. Speaking of things, so if you really want to match the exact same pearl, we have a huge, just single large millimeter pearl that is almost the same millimeter size that you see in the center of this necklace. So I've said a lot about this necklace. I really like it. I think that the quality kind of speaks for itself. I like the fact that it's a longer length, and I think that there are a lot of different ways that you can easily be able to mix it with other jewelry you might have. Or if you're working on building a collection, this one is definitely one that you can feel good about being able to mix and match with other pieces in the future. So I like this one a lot. I think that the fact that it's new old stock makes it really nice. It's just one of those pieces that are ones that people can really enjoy over and over again. So beautiful coloring, really nice styling, no nacre wear to the pearls, original tags still on it. Fun, super fine to add to your collection. And now I'm going to talk about this pretty little dainty heart necklace. I always like things that have hearts. I think some people either love them, some people can take them or leave them. I like hearts. I think that if you look through even modern jewelry trends, a lot of times you see things with heart charms. You see things like, even if you're shopping with me, I've worked closely with J. Crew before. They add a lot of pave heart type pieces to their looks. But even if you're shopping with some of the newer designers, still you see a lot of heart jewelry actually still incorporated even into your fine and your designer jewelry too. One of the best selling pendant pieces for David Yurman is still the puffy heart with the outlining of the little pave going around it. So this one's nice. It's a heavy 18 karat gold plating. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts, and all of them are a little bit different. You can see I have them on with still that same gold hoop from Monet that I have been wearing from the start. This is another example. If somebody's thinking to themselves, I need a pair of earrings that I can just wear with everything. This is a perfect example of how I've worn these on repeat with everything, and they've gone with everything I've had on. And they're like the perfect size. They're not too big. They're not too small. They're timeless, but still on trend. So lots of nice things. And Deborah said, yes, I like the heart necklace. It's sweet. It was nice to layer. That's exactly it. And again, you can easily mix this with other pieces that you have. So for example, if I take these off, we did have a really fabulous pair of vintage Monet earrings this week that feature the baguettes with the rhinestones. So these are a 1980s pair. They're a pierced pair too. And yes, everything that we put in, we take out, everything gets cleaned. So, and also, that these are not going to hang out on me very long. So we have got these baguettes with the pave, and they are a small huggy hoop style, and these are pierced. And for somebody who's looking for something to play up on the pave aspect that you see in the heart necklace, you can definitely see that you can mix other diamante jewelry with the heart necklace. Now, if you're more of an earring girl, but you're looking for something that is a little bit in the same size and scale as those classic little Monet hoops that I had on, but you're looking for something with some sparkle, these are definitely really fantastic. These are a heavy 18 karat gold plating again. They have that classic baguette shape that is going down the center, and then they're accented and hugged with the 2 rows of the pave set that are on the side. They're not too big. They're not too small. They're also pierced. They are signed. It's very tiny, but on the reverse side of actually on the setting, they're actually stamped Monet going around the post. I know Elaine is on here, and she's like my Monet lover, but Teresa's on here too, and Teresa likes Monet as well. And who doesn't? I mean, I do have that big book. I should have done a little better job. I should have taken the book out before. In fact, let me just go grab it quickly. So we've got that book. You're like, where did she go? But for those of you who are also my more serious Monet collectors, I do suggest you can find this probably on eBay. I haven't been able to successfully find it on Amazon anymore, but this is the Monet Masters book, and it talks all about Monet as the classic American costume jeweler. I should just point out, like, I was just actually flipping through a page. So we actually have this rose earring and rose necklace set coming to Vintage Meet Modern soon. So the Monet pieces, they're timeless, they're classic, they're very easy to be able to wear. We see a lot of the same sort of styles, but craftsmanship that runs through all the similar decades. But it's just more of a testament to what a high quality the pieces are if they look this good and they're already decades old. So for those of you who, like I said, if you're looking for a fun collector's book, and my mom, she was a Monet lady, that's exactly what it is. If you are looking for something that's a true collector's, as well as if you're beginning your collection, I think that Monet pieces are ones that will, quote, never let you down, as I like to say. So the earrings that we have are from Monet tonight, and that's the reason why I added them to the Vintage Meet Modern collection, so you could add them to your collection, because they're pretty darn fantastic. And they're the right size and the right shape. And they've got a ton of sparkle. And you would think that they were Swarovski. But of course, all of these pieces were made with the same findings, even though they weren't necessarily made by the same designer. So I have got those. And as you saw, they go really nice with the heart necklace, as well as they go very nicely with the baguette necklace that I showed. And then they also go very nice with that pearl and ruby crystal necklace that I showed. So these are, yes, I love Monet. You remembered I have a large collection of book pieces. Sometime you'll have to share your book pieces with us, because Monet pieces can be really outstanding. And, a lot of the pieces that are featured in the book, some of the ones with the tassels and things like that, some of them are really incredible collector's pieces that we don't necessarily think that we think all the time. But the other thing that I really like to point out about Monet is that their photography work, when they did their advertisements and everything, they were, just absolutely fabulous. I mean, these are really true examples of fashion editorial pieces that captivated us, that have really shaped trends and other designers. It's really wonderful historical information also, as how jewelry and accessories, trends, timelessness, they all go hand in hand. And Monet was one of those companies that their marketing materials, as well as the way that they documented things, especially for publications, it's a perfect example of what a well-run company, besides even the manufacturing of the pieces. Just really interesting, really great fun stuff to geek out over, for those of you who are like me and love to geek out over this stuff. And now we'll talk about some of the fun earrings that we have this week. These are not signed, but they are definitely designer signed. We had a pair that was like this. If you remember back when I did the collaboration with Pender and Peony, we had something very similar to this in a pink crystal, and now we have them in the Aurora Borealis. So this one is got a tiered true chandelier shape. It has a bi-crystal cone shape at the top, has a round swirled finding in the center, and then it has some of these coned crystals dangling below. The workmanship, again, is really notable on this one. It's definitely an example of one of the designer style pieces that we have. You can't really see it really well because of the reflection of the light, but even all the bottom of the rhinestones, they're not just capped with findings. They're actually little rhinestones that are capped on the bottom. I think somebody said Alicia just joined us. Welcome. Happy birthday. We know the birthday girl was celebrating this week with a lot of red. So, I wore red for you tonight, but almost all the red pieces are gone. So red was hot with this week's collection, but I think that's a perfect example of just how true that and timeless the red, the ruby colors really are. So now I have these absolutely fantastic, very old Hollywood glam 1950 style earrings. And these are the ones that true have that very chandelier quality to them. As I mentioned, the workmanship is really fantastic. It has all those little attention to details with the little rhinestones that have actually been prong set on both the ends, as well as going around that fluted bead that's in the center. The tiered shape is very nice. It is sophisticated, a little bit glamour, and it's a great one that has got just the right touch of gold too. So it has a little bit of everything. It has the aurora borealis, so it has that iridescent sparkle. It's well balanced in time of that it's got a very nice shape. And then it also has the accent of the elegant gold. And then we have the teeny tiny flicker of the classic diamante rhinestones that have been mixed in with it. So this is another super fun pair. Of course, they're going to catch the light and they're going to go with whatever you have on with them. Very beautiful styling. I like anything that has those cone-shaped rhinestones. And again, the design is really nice in the fact that it has got just enough stones going around the center, and then it even has another smaller tier that's sticking out. So these are ones, even though it's got the ones that are going on, and then you can even look and you can see the way that the chain is a little bit longer in the center. So they lay perfectly. And then there's the addition of all the little rhinestones that are going around the top of it as well too. So those are super fun. Those are great additions to the VMM collection this week. I'd love to see someone add them to their collection because you'll receive a bazillion compliments when you do. Right, next up, these are probably going to play favorites with these myself. So these are the waterfall style chain, and they also have got the marquee style stones that are at the top. I think these are so just classic Art Deco. They look like you're just ready to put on a sequin top or just classic black and go out and have just a night on the town. They're very Great Gatsby feeling. So I think that there's a lot of different things that have this earring that are going for it. So if I turn to the side and I sound like I'm not talking to you because I'm not looking at you, earrings are actually hardest because I'm trying to talk to you at the same time while I'm also showing you the profile of them. So I think that the design wise, this has got a lot of it going for it. First of all, it is a true Art Deco style. So very classic. The shapes are all in keeping with that particular style. In fact, it's probably even more in keeping than just the simple cluster style Art Deco pieces that you see. The way that the earring is laid out with both sort of the fan of marquise at the top and then also the graduated with the articulated tassels from below make it very face flattering. And it also has got a great length. It's not too long and it's not too short. I showed these during the week with my hair down, and you could still see them with the hair down. But as you can see, they also look really nice with the hair up as well. And then of course, they are like glitter, and they're also very nice lightweight too. They're not too heavy. And they're also not so light that you don't feel them as well. In terms of being a clip, they're extremely comfortable. And like I said, yes, they are. They're mesmerizing. During the week, we had that brooch that was with the mother of pearl. It looked like a wave. It looked like it was angel's wings. I feel a little bit the same way that I do about this one. It's sort of up to your interpretation. It looks a little bit like it's a wave. It looks like it's a firework. It looks a little bit like a waterfall, but it does lay perfectly, which I think is always one of the things that I like to point out about the design wise. It is, and they definitely have a very mesmerizing quality to them. I don't have any Beyonce fans or anything like that blowing right now. I'm doing this from the office right now after 8 o'clock Central Time. So if they look this good, even with just a tee and your hair pulled back, they'll be perfect for any occasion that you want to add just a hint of glamour and sophistication to your look. And you know what? I have not seen anything that's quite like these in terms of having a really fabulous design quality in a while. So these are great, especially if you're somebody that is like an earrings person like I am. So fabulous find that we added this week. Another Art Deco, but like I said, we're going in a different direction now. This sort of has a daisy at the top, and then it has a kind of classic rhinestone ball at the bottom. So for those of you who like something that just has a more of a straight design to it, this one is a little bit of a simpler one. Of course, it does have the baguettes running down the center, which again is something that I always really enjoy. I like baguette. I think that so often we see things that have got just the round prong set rhinestones. I like when you can have something that is linear. Also reminds me of an emerald cut diamond. I think that's why I like baguettes, which I didn't have the courage to like really appreciate and enjoy both princess and emerald cut diamonds until much later, when I learned about the quality and the craftsmanship and the way that the facets are and the way that the top has to be in order to be able to see through it. So I think I had more of an appreciation for those types of square and rectangular cuts as I learned more when I worked in fine jewelry. But I think that that's part of the reason why I'm more naturally attracted to when we have jewelry that either has baguettes in it, because I know that the way that the cut is, that's part of the luxury aspect of it, is the way that it has to be cut in order to be able to really enjoy the top, but to see the sparkle from behind. And that's the way when we see square or prism shaped rhinestones or the baguettes or the rectangular ones, that's kind of why I think that these pieces are always, they're just a little bit more interesting than when we have the traditional round set. So for those of you who are looking for something that's maybe got a little bit more of a length, but more of a tailored look to it still, these are fun. They've got, like I said, the baguettes that are connecting the top to the bottom, a little bit of a daisy or a star style at the top. And these are another ones that are perfect for a night out or even cocktails at home. That's what I'm saying. Remember, September is all about style, self-care, chic, sustainability, all of these things that you can really incorporate into your day-to-day life, and feel better about yourself. I'm not saying many of us are at a place where we really do love who we are, but that's what the beauty of is actually even adding a little bit of the vintage with the meet modern into your life. It's a curation of everything that you love from the past, that you hope is something that will be passed on in the future, but that you're enjoying right here in this moment right now. So we have got those. So I never met a sparkle I didn't like. Well, I couldn't agree with that more. That same here. Glittery things for everyone. All right. Now, we have got another fabulous pair of earrings. Yesterday was the anniversary of Princess Diana's death. I will say that she is absolutely one of my favorite 1980s, I'd say 70s, 80s, and very early 90s style icons. Nobody did it like Princess Di. There was a really wonderful picture of her yesterday that was going around with one of her iconic suits, and she had on a pair of gold and cable earrings, and I immediately thought to myself, this is why a pair of earrings like this will absolutely never go out of style. So this is the gold cable with the faux cabochon center, and then it also has got a hint of lapis and a hint of malachite. They are genuine semi-precious stones that have been mixed in with the top and the bottom. These, for those of you who love those very higher end Cartier styles, this is very similar to the fine jewelry that we see that mimics that style. For those of you who also enjoy the cable styles that you might see with David Yurman, for example, this is also in the same cable styling where you're seeing that rope design go around. So these are really nice. They're also pierced. They are a nice size and a nice shape, and they go great again with other pearl jewelry. So if you have pearl rings, you can definitely be able to mix it with that. If you've got pearl necklaces, you can definitely mix this with a strand of, your classic pearl earrings, your classic pearl necklace, your classic pearl rings. So lots of different ways that you would be able to add this, as well as just using this as an example. We talked about this piece earlier, but for those of you who even just keep wearing a classic gold chain every day, this would be a really fabulous pair of earrings to add to your look. And if I take that little jacket back up that I had earlier, for those of you that like to wear something to complement a little bit of your more structured looks, you can see that if you add this to a jacket, if you're going to mix and match this with other pieces like scarves and things like that, this is definitely going to have that high-end chic style that so many of us appreciate, that just elevate your basics and make them more beautiful. So these are really fabulous. When I was in England, I toured Kensington Palace where she lived, and they had an amazing exhibit of her clothing and accessories. I can only believe it. That's something that I probably would be there from the time they opened until the time they closed. Those are the types of things that I just absolutely adore. And yes, her style, but we've talked about this before. So many, and there's even, like I said, let me even see if I have it over here. I think I have the book over there. That other side of the coin, that Angela Kelly book that talks about the lady who was in charge of the Queen's wardrobe for over 25 years. There are so many interesting things that you can learn about what they wore, why they wear them, how they preserve them, how they pack them. Just so many great lessons. And they had Queen Victoria's things on sale, on sale. Wouldn't that be nice? They had her things on display too, and that would absolutely make it incredible. That's actually a story that they talk about actually in the book that I'm talking about, the Angela Kelly one. They talk about how that Queen Elizabeth, who's Queen Elizabeth now, that she worked very closely with having not one of the baptismal gown that Queen Victoria used to baptize all of her children. And there's this really just wonderful story about how that they worked with the same kind of lace company that made it when Queen Victoria had it made. Really, really just wonderful, fun, historic information. So just a really great book. And for those of us who can appreciate fine jewelry, you know, you'll never get tired of looking at all of the pieces that so many of these iconic royals wear, Princess Diana included. So I think she reminds me a lot of my aunt, who I was very close to as well. And she also passed away. So I've always loved Princess Diana because she's reminded me always of my aunt, because my aunt always had a real short blonde haircut like that as too. So I think that was actually probably something that my aunt actually did because she was influenced by her. All right. A pair of earrings that I actually wore last week. I actually wore these with a pair of black jeans and a gold, it was like a knit blouse that I had from Anthropologie. These are a little 1950s pair. They've got a little champagne frosted with double stones on the top and then a hint of Aurora Borealis. And these are perfect to actually wear as little everyday earrings, especially if you like wearing something a little bit bigger than a stud. I like these because they have a little bit of a champagne glow to them. And it's definitely another one that you can wear very neutrally. You know, as you see, I have on kind of this rust sort of maroony color. You're going to see me wear a lot more of that because, well, for one, this maroon and gold was my daughter's high school colors over at Lockport. And then, as you know, Victoria is going to Loyola and their colors are maroon and gold too. So now I'm wearing more of the colors that my daughters both wear for their schools. So this is my way of incorporating maroon and gold. So we have got these little champagne sparklers. I do like these because they have a hint of the golden undertones with the champagne. So it's not just a straight Aurora Borealis with the iridescent. And that champagne color is one that's really pretty to take a closer look at because it's also a frosted cabochon. So it is softer, even though you're getting the hints of just the sparkle that you see. But these are another ones that are just, they're a nice size, they're a nice shape. They look really great with your hair up and your hair down. You can see, and I do know, I think it is Margaret who's on here too. And again, I'm not meaning to call anybody out. For any of you who are just getting to know me too, please join the conversation. Tell us about what your favorite pieces are, what eras you're interested in. I only learn so many of the wonderful things when you tell me, oh, I love moon glow jewelry, or my grandmother had something like that. You know, that's part of the joy of celebrating all of these things. But then also so many of you have just told me like, well, you know, I got into vintage jewelry because I really liked the color, or I really liked it because nobody else had anything else like it, or I'm here to learn because I want to be able to add more of it to it. So this is one where if you are new to collecting and you're new to even learning about it, we talk about moon glow, which was something that was really honestly popular in the 50s, and it was supposed to be inspired by the way that the moon glows. So this one kind of has this sort of reflective coating that is underneath it. And it has sort of a mirrored moon glow effect to it. And this one, though, is not a lucite. It is a glass cabochon, but it does still have that moon glow, moonstone effect to it. So they're nice. They're a little cluster style. There's that in a pale gold tone. So if you like more of a pale tone versus more of a true gold tone, these are really a nice pair to take a look at as well. So I like those. And we have two sizes of these fun Aurora Borealis earrings. And, you know, normally we'd say if I didn't meet a sparkle that I didn't love, these are both fabulous. They're both iridescent, and they both take on more of a golden aurora borealis tone versus just the true crystal. So what's nice about these is we have two different sizes. So we have this larger size, which is more of a cluster style. And even last week, we have one that's even a little bit larger than this. So these are wonderful because I like the ones that are set in the gold tone that have more of the golden undertone to them, because I feel like it's like a kiss of sunshine. I think that whether you are like me and you have a very pale complexion, or if you're somebody who has naturally got more of a warmer or a darker undertone, this is still going to look good with all kinds of skin tones. And you're going to just get that instant pop or glow. So this is the larger size, which has 5 stones that are with it. And then this one is more of a tier style, which has got smaller stones, but they have more of a lacy effect to them. I've been wearing more clip earrings now that I've been falling in love with vintage jewelry. Yes, I love that. So I wear clip earrings because I developed a metal sensitivity after I had Mr. Michael, and thought that I would be devastated that I didn't wear more pierced ears, but it turned out that I really liked the variety of different styles that were available with the clip earrings. And then, of course, there's all the benefits of being able to wear the clips. They're different than what you can get other places. They don't drag down your earlobes. So that's another reason why I really like them. And actually, you don't have the same metal sensitivities that you might have when you are looking for things with the post. So I know some people have metal sensitivities, even in terms of putting them up against your ears. I'm okay with what's against my ears. It's just when I have the post that's in my ears. And it's really given me the ability to be able to wear and still enjoy earrings, even though I have a metal sensitivity. But I also love earrings because they really don't interfere with anything else. I think that as a busy person, that if you work with your hands a lot, you do tendency to take your rings or your bracelets off. Though I love the fact that they say that the reason why people love rings so much is because they're for the wearer, meaning you can enjoy them by looking at them yourself. I know that I personally like wearing a lot of necklaces, but that's because I think from a style perspective, I like to be able to break up my own silhouette with something either closer to the top of my neckline to accentuate things, or create a drop or a line across my body to make me look taller and thinner. So I gravitate towards necklaces. But all in all, my most favorite, and I always say it, it's my 5 seconds to fabulous rule. I think a pair of earrings are always a great investment. And I think that you can do so much to just lighten up your face, your personality, your complexion, and everything just by wearing a pair of earrings. So it's really as easy as just literally 1, 2, 3. So we've got 2 pairs this week. We've got the smaller Aurora Borealis. This one has got a teeny bit of a tier. And then we've got this one that has the larger stones. And then this one is in the gold setting. Both very comfortable, very easy to wear. And for those of you who might have other Aurora Borealis and iridescent jewelry, we've got really nice earrings that match up with all of them. So this is that Juliana brooch that also can be worn as a pendant. This is a pair of earrings that go match it fantastic. Don't forget, we also have that Juliana bracelet, the Juliana Cha-Cha bracelet with the pastel colors. That one's sold. But for those of you who are admiring the Juliana bracelet that has got the Aurora Borealis and the Diamante rhinestones, all of these earrings would look fantastic with those. So that's it. This was a very, very popular collection this week. And I want to point out that for those of you who are just getting to know the collection, if you're looking at some of the other pieces, one of the fun parts is I always like to talk about how that as we add pieces that we might still have here at Vintage Meet Modern, the whole collection kind of builds on itself. So we've got this absolutely fantastic wide rhinestone bracelet. If you notice, it has the same style and design of these really fabulous earrings that we have this week. So it's another great example of how that if you love a piece, I guarantee you there's another piece that coordinates with it perfectly. So it's very easy to be able to make these absolutely dynamic sets that you can either rock together or wear separately and appreciate and enjoy over and over again. So I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun this week. I mean, we've got some really outstanding, really fabulous pieces. We've got that awesome Parve heart necklace. We've got this really, really great piece, the Catherine Stein one. I think the earrings this week really are the stars of the show. I mean, we've got so many different pretty ones, and they're dramatic, but they're lightweight. So that's the fun part. And then, we've got some of these great brooches. We've got the coins. And those of you who are looking for smaller earrings, we also have got these ones that are just so easy to be able to wear during the day. I think these little ones, I think you can really appreciate and enjoy and get to wear really over and over again. I mean, they look great with your hair up and your hair down. I wore them during the week and received a lot of compliments on them. So it's been fun. It's been tons of fun. I hope you have enjoyed this evening's collection. I know that it seems like it's small, but we really this week people really ate this collection up. It was fun getting to see so many pieces go off to a new home. But that's not to say though that we don't have tons of other amazing pieces here. I know Leanne is sitting here going, I'm dropping the links to pieces all night, girl. So there's definitely pieces here that are waiting for just the right and happy home. But I do want you all to be inspired to add a little something and treat yourself to a little something because we've got just so many pretty and unique pieces. And if it's your first time shopping with us, don't forget to sign up for our text list because you get 20% off your first purchase when you sign up for our SMS, which is always a really awesome way to be able to stay in touch with Vintage Meet Modern. I mean, look at that. Doesn't everybody just wants to be able to wear all of these beautiful treasures every day? I mean, I know I do, but I do. I wear vintage jewelry every day. I wear it with my apron. I wear it when I'm running errands. I'm wearing it here when I'm listing jewelry or when I'm reading antique descriptions. So about the only time I don't wear it is when I'm working out or going to sleep. So it's something that I find is very easy and you always receive a lot of compliments on it whenever you do. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm so happy to see so many of our friends join us, as well as I really do want to give a big round of applause and thank you to those of you who are new who have joined us. I assure you that the more time you spend with us, you're going to meet some great friends, people who follow the Vintage Meet Modern page, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We all celebrate the joy of jewelry together, and I do my very best to try to comment, reply back. I love seeing all of your pictures. I love talking to all of you. And, I'm always with you there in spirit, cheering you on to be your best, sparkliest, successful, stylish self. So on that note, everyone have a fantastic evening. Thank you very much for all of your orders. If you have any questions about anything else, don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, I will see you all again real soon. Bye.